So, and I will in a second invite Uwe Knorr and Maximilian von Behren on stage. Because Uwe Knorr from Supplyframe will tell us a little bit about the data sets which needs to come along with the PCB connector, which are coming along with the PCB connector, and how you can use this then for your device design in. Because also for us, from a connector manufacturing standpoint, it's really important to bring all the services together with the partners to you to make it as easy as possible to set up your PCB design. So, Maximilian, welcome back on stage.
Morning.
And technique is running. Uwe, welcome on stage. Looking forward to your insights. Last session of the day. Stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kilian, and also a warm welcome from our side. Uwe, I'm very happy that you be here today, the long way from the US. You came over. Yeah, Kilian already mentioned this. As yesterday, we focused in the first sessions on the physical products and also on the applications. And in this last sessions, we focus on the digital perspective of the products, especially the engineering data, and in this case, the engineering data for device design. For device design, we have this challenge that there is a bunch of software design tools. And that means we need different data formats. And to realize this, we work together with the company Supplyframe. And Uwe, maybe you can give us the first insights. What is Supplyframe and what services you're offering?
Right, and first of all, I wanted to thank you for inviting us. It's a great pleasure to be here. HARTING has been a phenomenal partner with us, and we are looking forward to even more cool stuff that we're going to do in the future. I don't know if you can see the first slide. Yes, so just a little bit of a background what Supplyframe can do for you as engineers that are working with components on a regular basis. Supplyframe you can think of as your Google of the electronics component industry. Every time you need an information about a component, a solution, if you need ideas, cool solutions that you're looking at, Supplyframe is a location where you want to go to. So especially in the discovery phase of a design, when you're really at the beginning, we have a bunch of websites where you can find information about product data sheets, new product introductions that are introduced by manufacturers. A very strong area of information is Hackaday, the world's largest hacker community, where engineers go find inspirations, post solutions, and so on. And then, of course, you can go on in the evaluation process. Supplyframe is part of Siemens Digital Industry. We have a load of solutions for the evaluation of components, simulation capabilities, and so on. And then what we want to talk about today, and this is where we have been working very closely with HARTING, is the availability of digital design assets. So once you have done your homework, once you have evaluated your design, the components that you want to use, you need to place them into a design tool, either a PCB design tool, if it's a PCB design, or a mechanical design tool, if it's a mechanical design, a panel design, or something. And for that, component search engine is your source of information. And across the entire journey, you also need today make sure that the parts that you're using in a design are available, they are compliant, they can be procured, the pricing is right. And for that, we have websites like Find Chips and OEM Straight, where you can get this kind of information.
Yeah, great. Thank you for this first insight and this first overview. So the most important question is, and there I will go to the next slide, where you can find all these informations which we're talking about. Especially for the design stage, there's a focus on the session today. And the first channel we are providing the data is, of course, the HARTING eShop and there the product detail page. So this first channel, let's have a look together to the product detail page and especially to the eShop. Here we see an T1 industrial jack. Marian and also Matthias Fritsche showed this in the session before. And you can find this ECAD data for device design in our download area, and in this special case under engineering data, and then PCB multi-cut ECAD data. And when you click here at the download, there is an iframe which is coming up, and you have here the symbol, the footprint, and also the 3D model, which is already aligned together with the ECAD data. And then you have here the possibility to download this. In case of the HARTING website, you will receive a zip file where you can choose your right format. Yes, so this is the first channel. Uwe, can you give us more insight about the other channels which are you offering in your network?
Yes, I think one of the reasons why we are so successful in providing these digital design assets to the engineering community is that when we partner with the manufacturers, and particular here with HARTING, we make sure that the models are correct, that they are workable, that they represent these components correctly. And then we also make sure that these models are available across every place where you as an engineer would go for a design. So, of course, you often go to the HARTING website and find the information there. But then you may be on one of the distributors where you buy prototype quantities, DigiKey, Mouser, and so on. And for that, we have the same models also integrated into the distribution channel. Here's the same part that Maximilian just showed on Mouser. And here you get all the information about availability, pricing, you can order samples and so on. You have the technical component information, and of course, right next to the data sheet, you will find the same 3D model, the same symbol, and the same footprint for your PCB design. So a very comprehensive solution where you find the design assets wherever you are. And of course, the Supplyframe network that I just mentioned is another source where you can find component information. Component Search Engine is actually the largest engine out there that provides digital ECAD models. We have already about 750,000 registered users that are on a regular basis downloading these models. And the same story, you search for the part number, you get the symbol, the footprint, and the 3D model, and when you're ready, you can click on download, and the file will be provided to you ready to consume for your PCB design tool.
Okay, so Uwe, thank you to show us the different ways where the customers and you can download the data. Another important information is, in my point of view, for how many products, HARTING products, the data are available. When we're looking to the ECAD data for PCB design, then we are offering for more than 5,000 products the ECAD models. And when you find a product where the ECAD model is not immediately available, then you also can use the request service for Supplyframe. For this, you request the part, and then during 48 hours, I think the products will be available and the ECAD formats will be created for you. So Uwe, is there also another way to download the data, a way which customers, for example, can use via the Mouser platform? I think there are different possibilities, right? Not only the zip file.
Yes. So just to quickly elaborate on the request capability. So when you need a component and you can't find it on HARTING yet, then the green icon that Maximilian just showed will switch to a request mode, and then you just simply type the part number in there and your email, and then Maximilian is right, a guaranteed 48 hours, but in many, many cases much faster. You get a return email saying, hey, please go back to HARTING and download that model. So it's a very elegant way for you to also obtain models of components that may be a little older, where you actually want to do a design, maybe replace something, or you switch to a new PCB design tool where you didn't have the model for that particular part. A lot of application areas where this feature comes in very handy, and it is very fast. We typically turn those models around with an average turnaround time of 6 hours. Now,
I think another important add is that when you log, you have to need an account at
yes.
componentsearchengine.com, and also when you're going through the HARTING website, my HARTING account. But when you have this for once, the models are free, so you really can download them for free.
Yes, so let's take a look at how to use those models. Of course, you can download the zip file, you can unpack it, you can integrate the models into your library manually, and you all have done that before, so it's not like it's new. But there's a nifty little software called the library loader. This is running here in my system tray right now. The library loader actually works with the PCB design tool that you typically use. In my case, I'm using a free tool from RS Components called DesignSpark. It supports a whole bunch of them, everything from Altium to Zuken to OrCAD to Mentor Graphics, whatever you are using, even KiCad as an open source tool. So you select the environment that you work with, and then library loader actually lives in your system tray, and you can pretty much forget about it. However, once you're ready to do a design, and now, I'm in the middle of a design here. I'm doing a microcontroller design. This is an Arduino workhorse, the Atmega 328P. Then I have a power supply here from a power supply manufacturer called Traco. I'm using an optocoupler from Vishay, and now I want to use the Ethernet connector, the SPE connector from HARTING for my communication in my edge environment that I'm designing with. So I'm, for instance, here at Mauser, and I have that preview, and of course that's cool. So I basically click on download CAD data, and I'm already registered, like many of the 750,000 users that are already registered. So the only thing you have to fill in is your credentials, and then you're good to go. Now, the download starts. You see here the zip file is being downloaded, and you could take that zip file, unpack it, manually include the part into your library. However, since I am having a library loader running in the background, then I can actually don't have to do that. Library loader is going to intercept this, this download here that takes a little longer, so I'm going to talk a little faster. We actually see here now that the download is complete, and in the background, library loader has grabbed the zip file, unpacked the model for me, and placed the entire component into my design. It attaches it to my mouse, and now I can place it here. And that, of course, saves me a ton of time because I don't need to worry about integrating that part into my design manually. And of course, not only the symbol, it also integrates the footprint into your PCB layout, and you're good to go, and you can start working on your routing. So it's a very elegant way to implement those models in a fast and efficient manner into your software. There's a number of plugins into commonly used tools like Altium, OrCAD, and so on, so you can search the models directly from within your PCB design tool. Very efficient because you don't need to go to any website. So the basic idea, and I think when HARTING and approached us to work on this, was to make sure that a component from HARTING is available no matter where the engineer goes and where they search for information.
Yeah, so absolutely one really important reason, and also we just saw the really easy, it's really easy to integrate in your specific software design tool. So it's only with one click, and you not have to do it by your own, and this takes a lot of time, so you really can reduce your time during the design stage. Uwe, we focused a lot on the technical side. So on the, you also said this before, on the design stage. So let's go a step more forward. What is about the commercial data, like the purchasing or the supply chain information?
Yeah, I mean, as we all know, we don't live in a nice, ideal technical design world, right? At the end of the day, a part that we design into a application, we need to make sure that it's a commercial viable part, so that it's actually available, that it doesn't have lead times that are longer than a year or two, which unfortunately we had over the last 2 years in many cases. Probably not from HARTING, but very often we saw that. That is basically the next step, where Supplyframe with our media network really provides a bunch of good solution. So when we go to Find Chips, which is pretty much the largest marketplace for electronic components, you can type any part number, and I'm just grabbing the SPE connector that we had here, and search for that component, and then you find right away, immediately here, an overview of where the part is available and at what price. This is very driven by the distribution channel. All of the world's largest franchise distributors work with us. They provide their inventory feed into Find Chips, and so engineers but also buyers come to that platform and find availability and pricing in real time for components. Now, that's one element, and then of course we also make sure that we have a part detail page where we provide more information about a component. How many distribution offerings, do we have CAD models, and so on. Do we have replacement parts available, which is in this case not the case, which is good. And then we always offer the ECAD models here as well. So no matter where you go, you get the information. However, I think the most important element to that is that an engineer today cannot afford to design in a vacuum. You always need to make sure that the technical solution that you use has a commercial viable background, that it is available, that it is compliant, that it doesn't have whatever lead times. So this is always the idea behind going to these commercial websites like Find Chips to find solutions. And there's another one called OEMs Trade, where we have a similar listing for non-franchised distributors. So we have the franchise distributor world with Find Chip, and we have the non-franchise distributor worlds, the broker world, if you will, where on OEMs Trade you can find similar information about those components.
Okay, Uwe, thank you very much. It was a pleasure that you be here today with us, and with these words, I will hand over to Kilian again to close the session and also the second HARTING Industrial Ethernet Week.
Thanks. Thank you very much, Uwe, for your commitment. That was great. And as Max already said, that was it already. Number 2 is done. 3 days, 17 sessions, 22 speakers, 7.5 hours of streaming, and I can tell you, you stay tuned. Thank you very much for that. We are totally overwhelmed of how tuned you stayed and how many of you really joined us over the week. And for sure, this is also now the time to say thank you. So we have a big thank you and a digital applause to behind this wall here, because there we have all the technicians that make this possible, that you can see us, hear us most of the time, and everything is really working in common. Thank you to all the speakers, and thank you to everybody who set this up. And then, I mean, it's more or less famous, one more thing, which is hopefully interesting for you, because for sure we will be back. So mid-February 2024, mark your calendars for the third edition of the HARTING Industrial Ethernet Week. And also, we would like to invite you for sure to join 2024 again. But also if you say, I have such an interesting application, I have design ideas with SPE or other things all around industrial transformation and industrial communication, and you would like to be here on stage with us and share your thoughts, please let us know. So for sure the agenda for 2024 is still open, and we would like to have you on it, so let us know. And now it's time to say goodbye and enjoy your day. Thank you for staying. Enjoy your lunch or have a good evening and good rest. Bye for now. See you next year on this stage. Bye-bye.